Good evening, everyone, on this very, very late edition of MartiMania. I'm actually shooting this episode like a week behind. This is the merch for this week. It is a Vengeance t-shirt from when I attended Vengeance at Houston, Texas in 2000 and... Ariel, you remember which Vengeance it was? 2007, I guess. It was the... A lot of people forgot about this pay-per-view because it was the weekend Chris Benoit killed everybody. It was that weekend, and I have to say it was an eerie feeling being in there chanting "We want Benoit" and then finding out why he wasn't there. That's the shirt. It's a great pay-per-view. It was on my sister's birthday. John Morrison won the ECW title. Something that wasn't so great, Candice Michelle won the women's title and destroyed the Divas division. Gave it a critical blow that I don't think it has ever recovered from. But, you know, whatever. So, this week I'm going to do it a little bit different. I wanted to start on Smackdown because for some reason I always remember Smackdown better than Raw now. Probably because Raw's mostly talking. So, this week's episode of Smackdown started similar to Raw because CM Punk started it. And because CM Punk started it, it was the first Smackdown in weeks that started with a goddamn 10-minute promo. Him and Laurinaitis argued for it was 10 minutes, and then after CM Punk finally decided to shut the hell up and leave, John Laurinaitis talked for another 3 minutes. He was kind of stammering through his sentences a little bit, but some of the stuff he was saying was true. I actually agreed with some of the stuff he said. He was talking about how the fans can go to hell, how he does everything he can, and they don't care, they don't like him because he's the bad guy, blah, 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 blah. I mean, I don't get people power, but some of the matches he's made have been good and surprising, but because CM Punk says he's boring, he's boring. The Over the Limit was this past weekend, and I didn't get to shoot a prediction show, but I didn't really care about the pay-per-view because once again, this was a pay-per-view that was just out of nowhere, and what happened was, none of the titles changed hands, and there was no point in the pay-per-view. It was a waste. I don't know why they keep going on with these pay-per-views that there's no point in them. It doesn't make it doesn't change anything. It doesn't make a difference. Nothing happens. So I don't understand why we had Over the Limit. It was a waste of time in my opinion. But this was just to put clarification, this was a SmackDown before Over the Limit. So let's see what else happened. I had to take some notes. I didn't want to do like The Rock and write it on my hand, so it's on here. There was 20 minutes after the show actually started. R-Truth and Kofi Kingston fought Darren Young and Titus O'Neil. Millions of dollars. They lost to R-Truth. I don't remember who got pinned. I think maybe Darren Young got pinned? I don't remember. There was millions of dollars involved though. And yeah, Yoshitatsu. Where did Zack Ryder come in? Oh, he was standing up backstage talking about something that I could care less about because I don't care. He was standing up, and then Damien Sandow walked through in a way I would. He looked at Zack Ryder like, I don't understand. And then he just kept walking. So anyway, then he went out to the ring to fight Yoshitatsu, which we need to reevaluate what we're doing with Yoshitatsu. I remember when Yoshitatsu was on ECW, that he's really, really talented, and he was really, really different. And he's kind of getting played now, like he just comes out when they need someone's ass to beat. But I enjoy Yoshitatsu. I think he's a great wrestler. I think he's talented. I agree with what he was saying about Lord Tensai. I did before they started talking about it on TV. I agree with what he was saying on Twitter. I love Yoshitatsu. I think he's funny. I think he's really talented. I think he's a great addition to the WWE roster. And I think it's time to use Yoshitatsu a little more. In a serious role, not in this. I liked when he had the dual face thing. What was that called?
Yeah, that's cool. The dark side.
The dark side Yoshitatsu. That was pretty cool, but they just kind of let it go away. But anyway, he did his impression of a chicken, which I don't know how they do it wherever he's from, but I never heard a chicken sound like that one. Whatever Yoshi, whatever floats your boat, man. Damien Sandow has it. Without, for some reason he comes out every week, he makes a big fuss about something, and he doesn't wrestle. I don't understand why. This week he did wrestle, which when he took his robe off, he was a lot skinnier than I thought he was. I know, I just thought he was going to be a bigger dude than that. There was a Raw rebound again. They talked about the Big Show crying. I'll get to that later, but I'm sick of the Big Show crying. Why does he cry so goddamn much? It's like, Big Show, what time is it? I don't have one to watch. Please. Like, dude, you're too big for that. Stop that. That's stupid as hell. If it was Rey Mysterio crying, that'd be one thing. If it was CM Punk crying, he cries all the time. Who cares? But, I mean, it's just ridiculous. Zack Ryder fought Daniel Bryan. He tapped out to Daniel Bryan. There was no point in that match. Why is Zack Ryder? Why are we even talking about him? CM Punk fought Kane, and then Daniel Bryan was on commentary, which, I mean, I don't know what's the point in that match. Oh, something I noticed. It didn't sound like Daniel Bryan was listening to anything that the commentators were saying. They would be like, they'd say, like, he just did a drop toe hold. Wasn't it awesome, Daniel Bryan? And he was like, I don't know, but his ribs sure look hurt. I didn't get where that was going. Like, I don't know who. He was so stupid. I was like, shut up, Daniel Bryan. It was so dumb. Something else I have to say about that. Daniel Bryan and Michael Cole. I love that they're like friends now. Like, if you go back to the evolution of the relationship between them, at first it didn't matter heel face. Now I guess it does, because now Michael Cole is like best friends with Daniel Bryan. So, you know, whatever, it happens. So, Daniel Bryan. Oh yes, okay. Daniel Bryan did something to disqualify Kane, and Kane got mad and just beat the hell out of CM Punk for like an hour straight. What I wrote on my notes was that Daniel Bryan set Punk up to get his ass whooped by Kane after the match, which is exactly what happened. I don't know why. It was so funny that all of a sudden CM Punk was so powerless in the match when he had beat Kane's ass the whole match, but as soon as the bell rung, then he just, I don't know, Kane found this new skill to fight CM Punk or something. I don't know. I don't remember. It was crazy. So Santino Marella fought Cody Rhodes. It was a champion versus champion match at the time. Apparently things changed that over the limit. I don't know yet. I haven't seen Raw or SmackDown for this week, obviously. But Santino Marella fought Cody Rhodes. It was a champion versus champion match. I don't even know why Santino Marella is a champion. I know people like him. I know he's funny, but these are belts, not pies. Like, I don't understand why he has a title. It's not respectful to the title. I mean, until he can actually wrestle and do some stuff, I don't get it. Cody Rhodes is a great champion, though. I love Cody Rhodes. I know I say it every week, but I love Cody Rhodes. So, let me see. Sheamus fought Randy. Unfortunately, I know I talk bad about Randy Orton, but he, I guess, is starting to work on me because he's the match of the week yet again. The Sheamus and Randy Orton match was so back and forth. There are finishers all over the place. It got me hyped for No Limit. And without Alberto Del Rio being there, and without, who else was missing? Chris Jericho being there, I think the two of them did the best they could to push the match at over the limit. So, match of the week. Randy Orton and Sheamus. And also, Sheamus got a way louder pop than I thought when he walked out. The fans were like really cheering out SmackDown, so it could have been added because, you know, SmackDown is taped or whatever. But it happened. So.
And thanks, Marty. This is this week's edition of Outside Interference with me, XXX Sweetheart. Okay, first off, let's start with Ted DiBiase. He had a beautiful baby boy this Tuesday of last week.
Last week,
we're a week
behind.
We're a week behind. Last week, Ted DiBiase had a baby boy, junior, that is. Rosa Mendez got in a very bad car accident. I believe this was Friday. She said she had some soreness in her neck and things like that. So she's okay, though, so she will be back.
Did she learn how to wrestle?
Not wrestling, unfortunately.
Okay.
But she will be back soon. It was a 5-car pileup, and they were the last car to be hit, so they actually got not as bad as the first car, but just as bad because they pushed all the force came out in the front. So she got most of that. John Cena's divorce takes a turn for the worse as Liz, his ex-wife, decided to tell John Cena that he can't divorce her because he didn't say her last name was Cena. Yeah. So that's smart. So she's trying to stay with John Cena so that, what are you talking about while we're at dinner? Hey, remember when you tried to get that divorce from me? I don't know. Like, good night, I hate you. Oh, good night, love you. Like, I don't get how that would work. Last week, Brodus Clay had an interview with CBS Radio. He's very good. He told some stories about backstage stuff and how he really didn't want to be the big angry guy like everybody thought he wanted to be. He actually wanted to be the funny guy and have a comedic role. And he's doing very well with that because even though he can't dance to save his life, everybody seems to really like it. All the kids really love it. And he's really excited. And he told a story about WrestleMania when he wasn't supposed to perform. They actually lost their spot because something went wrong, some technical problem, timing problem. And John Cena said, if he doesn't go on, I don't go on. And John Cena walked out of the backstage area. So everybody was calling their mama after that because they sure enough came out. Let's see what else. Raw is officially going to go 3 hours, I believe, starting July 23rd, which is also the 1000th episode of Raw. I don't think that's a good idea because they seem to be running out of things to do. The storylines are all crazy. Nothing is finished. It's just kind of like they're like, okay, well, AJ, go ahead and go after CM Punk. Even though AJ was being creepy with Daniel Bryan, then all of a sudden she disappeared for like 3 weeks. Now she's back. They like to do that. Like they don't really know where they're going, but I don't know. Maybe 3 hours they'll have time to really think about what they want to do with the next person. Mm-hmm. Karma, rumor has it that she's not hurt or sick or anything, and everything. We know, unfortunately, she didn't have the baby, but she is well enough to work, and she wants to work. But rumor has it that they don't have anything for her at this moment, but they're thinking of something. But they're not sure because, again, with the storylines being all wacko and crazy, Layla came back and they're like, okay, Beth Phoenix, I guess you could go ahead and go after your title again. So, and Sin Cara is going to return.
Sin Cara!
At our show.
Orale.
So I'm excited about that. I can't wait to see him. I miss him. Even though he messes up a lot. It's okay, though. It's okay. It's okay. And last but not least, this was my favorite thing to talk about this week. I'm so excited. FCW has joined with NXT. I was really excited about that, so I'm very happy. They have joined forces. Dusty Rhodes is the GM of NXT, so that's exciting. JR and William Regal are on commentary. You'll see new people that you haven't seen before if you haven't watched FCW. You have guys like Bo Rotunda, he's there, Rick Victor, Jason Jordan, but you also have other guys that we all know from NXT and know and love from SmackDown. We have Tyson Kidd. Jason Kidd.
Jason Kidd.
Michael McGillicuddy is also on there. Richie Steamboat is there also. Hey. Now, his father is... Love him, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. My favorite ever. I love you to death. He's also doing manager work for his son.
Hey,
so he's there.
I have a question. Does it still tape before SmackDown?
No, I think it tapes with FCW. So we just get a bunch of dark matches.
Posh.
So there's also new divas like Sophia Cortez and Paige. So you can check out a lot of different people like that. And also, my future husbands, both of them, the Usos, are also there. I love you, both of you. I will take either one. Y'all look just alike. I'm okay with that. And please watch. It's good stuff. I have some more stuff. I'm going to wait for next week's edition of MartiMania to share that with you. Y'all know anyway because everybody reads the dirt sheets. So make sure you catch NXT and all that. Back to you, Marty.
So I went to get a snack. So if y'all see me eating, I'm eating Oreo fudge creams. They're the bomb. MartiMania.com. Anyway, so let's talk about Raw, which I'm looking at the Raw recap, and I don't remember any of this stuff happening, so I'm going to try to remember as I'm talking about it. Apparently, Paul Heyman was there again and delivered Brock Lesnar's lawsuit to Triple H. I never heard of anybody having a lawsuit because I beat your ass. How does that happen? It was like, I shot you, now you got to pay me. So I missed that part, so I really don't know what it was about. But I don't know, apparently Brock Lesnar is suing Triple H for something. So CM Punk, oh, I did see this. I did see that. Santino Marella and CM Punk fought Daniel Bryan and Cody Rhodes and won. Clearly, that was just preparation for Over the Limit. And it shows how much of a face CM Punk actually is. You tag team with Santino Marella, you're not going to be taken seriously.